Yes, people, welcome back to my channel and another episode of A Look Inside. And once again, you can tell from the title, we are taking a look inside France. And this time I've asked my good friend Alex, aka the Euro expert, to answer a few questions, similar questions to the questions that I asked Aaron to answer for me for Germany, but this time pertaining to France, because obviously France are the firm favourites going into this competition, so they are one of the ones to watch. So once again, let's take a look inside to France with Alex, the Euro expert. Over to you.
Hi, apologies if I'm sweating. The COVID vaccine's hitting hard. Which player in the team do you think will be the one to watch and why? See, with France it's a bit difficult because they've got such a deep squad that not everyone's guaranteed to start. I mean, they've called up Benzema, right, which would be most people's one to watch. But who knows if he starts all three group stage games, because you've still got Giroud in there, who the manager Didier Deschamps really likes, as we saw in the 2018 World Cup. So really, you're only looking at a handful of players who, in my opinion, are guaranteed minutes in every match, which is probably Lloris in goal, which, who cares? Probably Varane, Kante and Pogba in midfield. And then, up front, I think Mbappe is going to be the only one who really starts, and he's the one I would have my eye on. Now, for his national team, he's not actually got the best of records. I think he's only scored 3 goals in his past 10 or 11 international appearances for France, which is a far cry from a player you'd think would have, a lot more. But Mbappe has scored 27 goals in Ligue 1 for PSG this season, backed up with over 5 assists, I think 7 assists. Basically, he's had a ridiculous season. And with all the hype around Haaland, there's clearly a rivalry there between him and Mbappe. And I think Mbappe will use the Euros as a moment to really put himself as a platform to kind of answer back and say, no, I am the best player in the world. Because this is someone who clearly cares a lot about that title. And yeah, I think he's the player to watch. Whatever happens, he's going to try and be the best player of the tournament in 2021. Who do you feel shouldn't have been called up to the team and why? I mean, there is quite a few. I mean, like in front of me, Kurt Zouma. I really don't think he should have been called up. Lambs, I know you're a Chelsea lady, but Zouma has been so error-prone for Chelsea, and I think it's quite telling that Tuchel has really tried to shy away from playing him. Also, I think the clear one really is Moussa Sissoko. How that man gets in ahead of so many talented French midfielders is beyond belief. I mean, I get he plays better for his country, but who doesn't? If I play for England, I'm going to play a lot better than I do at five-a-side. You're going to have, the adrenaline running through you. But I'd rather just take the most talented player I can, rather than Moussa Sissoko. Another one would probably be Thomas Lemar of Atletico Madrid. He's got into the squad despite scoring, I think, 1 goal in 27 appearances from left wing back / left mid / left wing. I don't know. I don't see how Lamar's got into this team either. I think there's plenty of other French wingers who could have got in ahead of him. Who do you think will be the standout player and why? I kind of half answered that with the one to watch question. Sorry about that, Lambs. I guess Mbappe's trying to be the standout player, but to go a little different, I think the standout player for France will still be N'Golo Kante. I mean, he's just come off winning the Champions League. He's riding a high like never before, even after the Leicester title victory. He was Chelsea's best defensive player, and he really showed that the work under Sarri's paid off in a way, and how he carries the ball forward now. Yes, he still needs work in the final third, but still, I think for France he's going to be a complete dynamo. And he always stands out on the pitch in these big games, especially in the Champions League, what we've seen. I think for France this in the Euros, he's Mr. Consistent. He never has a bad game. So I think he's going to be the one who really stands out on the pitch and think, my goodness, we really are seeing one of the best midfielders of all time. And finally, where do you think France are capable of placing in this competition? And according to their team, on average, how many goals per game? That's a bit of a tricky question. Well, it's not tricky where they're going to finish. They're going to win it. They're going to win it. I mean, this France team, their depth is insane. And yes, there's a few duds in there, like Moussa Sissoko we've touched on. Don't know why he's there. But they've got a manager who, while boring, is very intelligent and knows what he's doing. The France national team is incredible. And I don't see anyone beating them. Even Italy, who we've seen start really well against Turkey, even though they looked really good on our watch along. I think France are too good for any team in this tournament, so I think they're going to win. But in terms of goals per game, I think it will still be quite low because they're quite conservative still. Even though they've got so many good players, the manager Deschamps, as soon as he's winning the game, he's going to shut out. I mean, I don't know if anyone remembers in the 2018 World Cup, I think they're playing one of the lower teams, and they were getting hammered by the commentary team for basically passing it around, not even trying to score. That's what you're going to get in this tournament, I think. Although in group F it's going to be a bit grindier. France will not score many goals, I don't think, and they'll try and grind out these wins.
So thank you very much for that analysis right there, Alex. And I cannot really disagree with a lot of what you said. And it's clear that we have seen glimpses of that throughout the tournament so far. In terms of what you said about not many goals being scored, I think they have only scored one goal in the last two games, one goal per game as well. But that, you know, like you said, the fact that you are still putting them down for winners, they are clear favourites. I do agree with you. The depth of that squad is just absolutely insane. Even when you look at the people they have on the bench, you know, most people would love to have that kind of depth and quality just waiting to come on and change the game for them. So I think for that reason, you're right. They do remain clear favourites. We can see, of course, and I completely agree with you about Kylian Mbappe looking to be the standout player, definitely one of the ones to watch. And a clear example from that was definitely what we saw in the opening game against Germany. I know some of those goals were disallowed for being offside and correctly and rightly so, but what we saw, what he can offer with his pace when that ball just gets sprung forward is absolutely insane. I mean, what a rocket he is. I mean, Hummels had like a whole 15-second head start and he still caught up with him. It's just absolutely insane what this guy has to offer, and definitely one to watch as well. Of course, I can't really disagree with you on N'Golo Kante. My Chelsea boy doing absolutely amazing, consistent and reliable as per usual as well. And yeah, I think definitely will be a huge part of this France squad if they were to go on and win it as well. Do you know what? I'm not gonna take it too harshly about what you said about Kurt Zouma. I understand. He, given the quality of players that they have at their disposal, I'm not really too sure why he wouldn't exactly be my first choice at this point in time as well. But at the end of the day, you can't deny the experience he's had working in this Chelsea squad under a great manager in Thomas Tuchel as well. And I think, you know, he has improved. We know he has the mistakes in him. He is still very, very prone to that. But I think having quality players around him, what he's learned under Tuchel this season, I think that's going to go a long way in helping France in this competition as well. And Sissoko, yeah, I'm really not too sure about that, but we haven't seen him feature so far. But I guess it's going to be interesting to see how it all goes as the competition progresses. But some very, very good predictions you made there as well. And seeing as Alex did send this to me before, I think just before the second France game, or I think maybe even the first one kicked off as well. So Alex, some of these predictions you're getting are pretty spot on. So big ups to you for that. And once again, guys, thank you for joining me in for another look inside France with the amazing Euro expert. Guys, if you're new here, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it out, and I shall be back with another look inside very shortly. Take care.